Today, we will give you a tour of the inBranch Kiosk by Antuar, and include a demo of the retail branch application. We're going to present two screens during the demo. The first being the customer-facing kiosk screen. This is what the customer sees and is touch-enabled. And the second screen that we have here is the concierge tablet. This is what's also known as the branch staff application. Here, we will take a look at what it is they see and use, in order to interact with the customers proactively, or in response to a customer request. Transaction 1 is about making a deposit using a chip and PIN login. The customer wants to do a deposit into a checking account. Here, he can see or hide balances. Any customer can make a deposit to another customer's account too. But for this demo, the customer is going to deposit into his checking account using cash and check. He simulated inserting cash and now he's going to insert a check. The software has read the values of this check by OCR, including the MICR line information by OCR, and validated with what the machine has returned to us. In this instance, we have read the amount of $93.48, but this customer believes this to be $98.48. For demo purposes, we're going to amend this value. Once the transaction has been submitted, the customer will be informed that this transaction requires some authorization. The branch staff are notified and updated on the request. They can click on the notification and see the request for assistance, because the amount entered by the customer does not match the amount read from the check. Note that this check and the customer information can both be viewed by the branch staff. And this only shows whatever information the financial institution deems appropriate for the branch staff to see. The branch staff can then drill down into those accounts and get whatever information is required. Information with note or warnings are highlighted in yellow and is visible on the homepage. For the purpose of this demo, branch staff will accept the change. After that, the customer is now faced with the ability not to accept this value. And that check is considered to be approved. The customer then wants to deposit the $450 into this account and the rest into a savings account. So the customer selects My Savings Account and modifies the amount of his current account to $450. And the application will automatically calculate on this the remaining $23.48 that goes into his savings account. We're going to start another transaction. But before we do, we're going to log out. And we're going to show you a little bit more of Antuar's concierge application. So when we are on our homepage of the concierge application, we have a view of all of the machines that are within our branch or within our region. However, it is also possible to just show machines that need assistance in one way or another. So this screen here is configurable to show the information as we want it to be presented. In this instance, we can see that there's a hardware issue on machine 1, and there is cash not processed on this other machine. When a customer logs in, the panel also indicates that there is someone using the machine. Here, we are going to do a cash transaction quickly to create the notification to the concierge's tablet. So when assistance is required, you get this information in the form of icons shown here. The user can open it up and then see the reason for the error. Now, we are going to go into the application and approve this transaction really quickly. Once that has been corrected, the customer can then complete the transaction. For our second transaction, the customer is going to cash a check for $3,000. Now, the reason we chose a large number is that we want to trigger Antuar's holds mechanism. Here we can see that there are holds that need to be reviewed. The customer is going to be allowed to cash a certain percentage of this check, which will then be deposited into his account. However, the balance will not be made available. The demo application has defined the rules that $1,500 is the maximum amount that we can cash the check for. So because it exceeds the maximum amount, the branch staff will do a partial hold on this check. The customer will now receive the $1,500 in cash, and the remaining $1,500 will be deposited into the account and may not be available. In here, the customer is deciding what denomination he wants. The default is $100 bills, but the customer wants $50 bills as well. The customer then selects his current account to deposit the rest of the money. He goes on to accept this check here, amounting to $147.15. As we can see, this check amount does not match the original entered amount of $3,000. The customer accepts that that's the amount that he wants to do a cash check for. If we have coins on this machine, the full amount will be given. But because we do not have coins available on this machine, the customer gets $145 in cash, and the remainder will be deposited in his checking account. What we have shown here is the communication between the customer-facing application and the tablet itself. So now, we're going to dive deep and give you a little bit more information about the tablets. Within the tablet, you have the ability to view everything that's happening on the machine. You can view the cash positions of each cassettes. If you want to see the denominations split out in numeric values, you can view that as well. You can open and close up those drawers and recover any hardware errors. Lastly, you have full control over all of the peripherals using Antuar's Device Manager, and have full control over all the peripherals from this tablet. And any events that happen or any hardware messages that occur are also shown to you here. Today, we have covered two types of transactions, and have introduced you to Antuar's Concierge application and tablet. If you are interested in learning more about Antuar's products, you may visit www.antuar.com or send an email to info@antuar.com.